The man who fully expresses God. This is the one in whom God is speaking. This is the one who has redeemed us and purified our sins and has sat down at the right hand of God as a man. When he says, quote, "Thou art my son, this day have I begotten thee," end quote, he is talking about adopting his humanity and uplifting it into the position that he enjoyed in eternity past as the Son of God. He is God and he is man. He is the Son of God. He is not the Father, but he is God. As God, he became a man, and that man was the embodiment of the triune God and is the express image of his person. He said, quote, "When you have seen me, you have seen the Father," end quote. He fully expressed the triune God on the earth in front of witnesses. What would it look like if God became a man? Not in strength, but in weakness. He came in weakness and humility as a servant and manifested the divine attributes that had never been seen before. The angels knew his glory, power, holiness, and righteousness, and that he dwelt in unapproachable light. Religious people are familiar with this aspect. But in the Incarnation, he condescended to become a man and partook of weakness, meekness, kindness, softness, compassion, and mercy. He showed us what God looks like when he lives in the midst of all of this. It is beautiful. Through the Incarnation, all of the attributes of God were manifested. Before creation and in creation, the angels witnessed and glorified him. Then this mysterious thing happened where he stepped into creation and became a man, and they saw new aspects of him that had never been seen before, when they only knew him in his power, glory, and majesty. In his humanity, his meekness, tenderness, mercy, and compassion were put on display. What a mystery. Then he was raised from the dead and was glorified. That resurrected and glorified human being was then exalted to the throne of God, where the angels now worshiped him, knowing that even though he was a man, he was the Son of God that they knew from the very beginning. They worshiped this man. How amazing. This is the glorious Christ. What a tour we have had in just the first chapter. Now the focus shifts from his identity to his becoming the captain of our salvation, which is the topic of chapter 2. Now we will move on to see that the reason he was incarnated was to partake of flesh and blood, become one with us, and be like us. We could not be like him, so he had to become like us. He did this so that he could lift us up and bring us into glory, the glory which he had with the Father before the world began. This chapter ends with Hebrews chapter 1, verse 13. "But to which of the angels said he at any time, 'Sit on my right hand until I make thine enemies thy footstool'? Are they not all ministering spirits, sent forth to minister for them who shall be heirs of salvation?" End quote. Everything so far has been about the Son, but now he mentions the heirs of salvation. Who are the heirs of salvation? That is us. The angels previously thought they outranked us and were greater in power, yet they are the ministers to the heirs of salvation, so we should not worship or celebrate them. This would be a profound revelation to the Jewish mind, which revered angels, great in power and might, and the quote-unquote holy ones. However, now we find that for the church, they are secondary. We are to be enthroned and they are to serve. That does not mean we speak lowly or dishonor them like some of the charismatics. Much of the occult practices involve trying to make angels bound to you so that they have to serve you. Proper angels serve according to the will of God. We don't instruct them. In the age to come, we will judge angels, but in this age, we believe they are here and thank God for their protection. We are also aware that our Christ is greater than they are, and he is in us. So we have the highest one. We are complete in him who is the head over all, quote unquote, principality and power, Colossians 2:10.